So is that renovation project you're dying to do in your bathroom really worth the money? Hi everyone. Okay, so welcome to episode number 17 of Real Estate Ramblings. Last week I discussed selling features in a home, how to recognize them, how to leverage them also whenever you go to sell your property. So I thought it would kind of be a natural progression to talk about renovation and remodeling and the cost versus the value when it comes to those things. So what is cost versus value? What does that mean exactly? Well, it's basically the measurement of the cost of a project versus its value a year later. So an easy way to think of this would be, how much of my return on investment am I going to get out of this project? How much of my money am I going to get out of this whenever I do decide to go sell my home? So every year, Remodeling magazine comes out with a report called Cost versus Value. And actually, I know there's others out there, but I think this is probably one of the top reports to look at. But they look at projects, interior and exterior projects across the country as a whole, and then they break it down regionally, and then they go a step further and they look at it by major market area. So we're in the Dallas area here, but it's a great report to look at. They categorize each thing by upscale project or mid-range project, which I think is nice because sometimes, you know, we don't all have the money to put in a $50,000 bathroom. But it's a really good report to look at. One thing I found interesting was the projects that seemed to garner the most ROI were exterior projects, which is a little boring, right? Because we are all just inundated with beautiful homes in magazines and on television, and we live kind of in a Pinterest HGTV cloud, and we think that we're gonna go spend the money and get it all back whenever we go to sell our home. So that's not true. I'm bringing you some bad news, but I do hope this will help you if you're considering, you know, doing something to your project, or excuse me, to your property this year. So one of the disadvantages to the report that I did notice was it didn't cover DIY projects. So if you're gonna do something yourself, you're not gonna be able to find that in this report. And also, it did seem that every type of project on this was a pretty significant project. So even the ones that it considered and defined as like a minor kitchen remodel, it was still pretty significant. So it did not look at singular weekend projects like, for example, getting a new backsplash in a kitchen or a bathroom, or changing out countertops or adding new lighting. So it didn't look at any of those things, which I kind of thought was a detriment, because I feel like those are the types of projects most of us can realistically afford. But I think it's a great tool to use. I will link it in the comment section of the video if you want to check it out. But I do believe it's really important, as the market continues to change, that sellers keep in mind you've got to make your home look the best if you want to win the competition. I know you're used to there not being really any competition because it was such a seller's market, but now if you want to make your home stand out, you know, take a look at this report, and then keep in mind that the home that wins the beauty contest, so to speak, is typically the property that is going to sell for the highest dollar amount and possibly quicker. So, hope this video was helpful. Please leave me feedback. Have you checked out this report before? I'm curious. Have you ever done something to your property, a project, and you learned on the back end that you really are never going to get your money out of it? I have. So yeah, that's another story for another day. But I appreciate you watching. Please like, Please subscribe depending on what channel you are on, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.